The Stig did say that he's never met anyone who, and I think he put it, dicks about as much as you.
We had a laugh.
Yeah,
I mean, it was fun. It was, you know, we spun out a couple of times. That was kind of fun, and it was, you know, it was good.
Anyone want to see one of those spins? Yeah. Let's see, because I think we may have just captured one here. Let's have a look at this. Oh, second to last corner, as is usual.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect racing line. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Whoa. Yeah, there you go. That was my fastest time.
I'm really, really sorry, Jeremy. I'm so sorry. But can I have a go in the Aston Martin, please?
I went to test drive a Tesla. I didn't go to test drive a Tesla. I went to the shopping mall because it was raining. But I was bored, and me and Caroline just thought, all right, we'll go to the shops. Went to Westfield, this big shopping centre in Shepherd's Bush. There's a store in there. We got coffee and food and stuff. We're looking around the shops. There's a store that sells Tesla cars. And I'm amused, because I'm from a different generation, that you can buy a car in a shopping mall. That seems dumb to me. So I went in there and got chatting to the guy. There's a really charming guy in there. And he went, would you want to take one for a test drive? And I went, what now? And he went, yeah, we go right now. And I went, yeah, let's do this. It's exciting. And then we went down. It's one of these ones with the gull wing, zoom, like Star Trek doors. It's cool. And we get in it, and Caroline's next to me, and we're whizzing around. It's like a go-kart. They run like go-karts, right? It's really fast talk. I like it. I don't need a car. I've got a car. Don't need a car. Just a bit of fun. I told the guy that. Fine. So we're driving around Shepherd's Bush. Great, this is lovely. Thanks very much. Better get back. And we got back into Westfield. If you've been there, it's fucking enormous. And we got lost in the basement. And so the guy from Tesla goes, oh, right, if I move those cones over there, with just the charging stations over there, we're going to be golden. So he gets out and he moves 5 cones, and so I can drive through. And obviously he's 20 yards over that way, so I just go, well, I'll go and collect him. I hadn't realised his door was open, hit the door on a gantry, hit the door, took the door off. It was hanging by one bit of cable. So it was like the Terminator, but it wasn't dead yet. It still had the light in its eyes. And the guy's I couldn't see that because I was in the car until I got out. So I was just looking at his face going, oh, that's not good. You know that look you get when you've knocked the door off a brand new Tesla? That look. And I just unwound the window and went, I'll take one. Obviously not this one. This one's fucked. So I now own a Tesla.
What are guys like? They like flowers, don't they? Yeah, I'll get a picture of a flower. Did you not think, what do you like? What kind of thing? You look like the sort of bloke that like cars and guns and tanks. Get a nice tattoo of a tank on your tip. Lovely. He could be, you know, and going, oh, is that a Sherman? Because flowers, unless he's secretly gay, and I'll be honest, there's a lot of earrings and spiky hair. Good, fine. I had a girl come up to me after a show a couple of weeks ago. At the stage door, she waited for me. She looked me boldly in the eyes and said, I'm not wearing any panties. I thought, all right, forgetful. I haven't washed me cock. What a pair. I was walking between the stage door and the car, this about 6 months ago, and there was a girl, as I was walking, I saw her, between 2 cars, pissing. I double took. On the second take, I made eye contact, which is awkward. And she said, mid-flow, can I have an autograph? I thought, if you've got any paper, you need it. And then do you know what I did? I waited. Enjoy the show? Yeah. A bit of a shake. Nice. Oh.
Who'd like to see Jimmy's lap?
Let's...
OK, let's play it. Did the clutch survive that?
Who cares?
Mirror, signal, manoeuvre. Lovely.
Let's have a look.
What's the matter with that? That's fine.
No, you're right. I can find nothing wrong with that first corner. Yes.
I can tell you, when they're not your tyres, it's much easier to do.
Oh, no, that's
Again,
a whole
perfect.
new approach, that.
We are actually going to die.
Did you brake?
I didn't break much, no. That squeaky noise, that's the braking.
That's the tyres being torn from the rims. This is aggressive. I can see what the guys were on about out there.
I don't think it's aggressive, it's playful.
Did you lift off going through there at all?
I don't think no, I didn't lift off for a
No,
second.
and here we go into the second to last corner, which is where things went wrong. Yeah, a little bit on the grass. And up to the last corner. Yes, just about there, and there he is. Well done.
Remember, dogs die in hot cars, or a heavy blow to the back of the head will work just as well.
I wrote about sort of, 250 words on my first crash. I said, well, what happened was I went on a driving holiday, flew into Barcelona, rented a car, went around Spain, Portugal, France, just staying in sort of 3-star hotels and B&Bs and just kind of hanging around, yeah? And the idea was we would end up driving back to Paris, get the Eurostar back. Go first class, be quite exciting. It only just opened, so it was quite an exciting thing. We slightly mistimed it, so we're kind of late getting back into Paris. This is the days before, sat-nav. So we've got maps out, we're trying to work out how Paris is, it's a complicated city to get round. It's late at night. We got cut up by loads of guys on scooters, just in an underpass. We just clipped a Merc. No harm done. The fog sign on the motorway. How pointless is that? Who's it for? People driving along thinking, I can't see a fucking thing. I wonder if I got cataracts. Oh no, wait, look, it's fog, what am I like? Do you all do the same thing as me? When you drive normally, you drive like that, yeah? That's the normal driving position. A little bit of fog, you drive like that. You get a little bit closer. You get a better view, just in case the fog is in the car. It's brilliant. This one is significantly better than the last one I had.
You've had two?
Yeah, I had...
So you bought one and then sold it and then bought another one?
Not quite. What actually happened was the first one blew up twice at high speed. And then they sold me another one.
That's madness.
Well, what happened? It was an LPG car. Someone had converted it to LPG. A fellow with a pipe and a beard had gone, yeah, I could do that, easy. And he'd put the wrong kind of fuel manifold on it, if that's not too technical. He put a plastic fuel manifold, I think, made out of straw, something. And he needed a metal one. So I was doing 80 down the motorway with my girlfriend beside me, and it blew up. The engine, the brakes, everything, gone.
The brakes?
Yeah, everything just went. The engine just imploded. And I thought, right, that's a bad situation to be in. And my first thought, of course, was not for my own well, it was for my own safety, but it was, don't tell Caroline. She'll go mental. And then I think that's, the great thing about buying a British car. I didn't go and sue them like an American would have. You put my life in danger. None of that nonsense. I said, could you sell me another one? Those drink driving ads are horrific, aren't they? They're like 30-second horror films. My favourite. It was 2 or 3 years ago, and it panned down a hospital corridor to find this man sitting in a hospital bed being fed mushy food by a nurse. And the voiceover simply said, "This is a drunk driver." And you find yourself thinking, well, he'd be something of a liability behind the wheel sober. Has anyone here ever driven drunk? Has anyone? By show of hands, anyone? You have. Well, I admire your honesty. I hope nothing bad happened when you did that. And let's face it, there were mitigating circumstances when you drove drunk. You were pissed. We've all done things we regret when we're pissed. Some of you may be with one of them this evening. I hope nothing bad happened when you drove drunk. I think if they made an advert about the normal experience, it would just be a bloke waking up the next day with an extra 20 quid in his wallet because he didn't have to pay for a cab. It would be shocking, but in a different way. I think the people that make the drink driving ads should be forced to make an advert aimed specifically at pedestrians. Simply saying, pedestrians, watch where you're going, some of us have had a drink. I was in Edinburgh last year, I saw a sign in a window, said, watch batteries fitted. I thought it was probably not the best show on. There's a sign up in my street saying the priorities of the traffic lights have changed. There's another sign saying, children, please drive carefully. was driving on the motorway, I saw a sign on the back of a truck, a little sticker, said, "How am I driving?" I thought, well, if you don't know... I've got a sticker on the back of my car. It says, "Keep your distance." I just need a little space right now. It's not you, it's me. 97% of all dangerous driving offences are committed by men. You know what that means? It means 3% are committed by bloody women drivers. You know who you are, you're a fucking menace. I don't think speed cameras are fair. Who's with me? I can't see how they're fair. If I'm driving home from this gig at 12 midnight, yeah, and there's kids playing in the street, they've got bigger problems than me. Well, not anymore, they haven't, but let's say I'm driving home from this gig, 12 midnight, let's say I'm doing 40 in a 30 zone, I get flashed by one of those cameras. How is it fair that my girlfriend gets 3 points on her licence? That doesn't seem fair to me. She's already got 12 points. She's going to have to go to jail. Have you all seen that incredibly powerful commercial on television where the child morphs back to life, having been run over? Incidentally, that's why you're not allowed to leave the scene of an accident. You missed the best bit. That advert clearly states if you're doing 40 miles an hour and you hit a child, there's an 80% chance that child will die. If you're doing 30 miles an hour, there's an 80% chance that child will live. Here's my question. Where's the ad for swerving? That advert's basically the government going, "Hey, watch out, there's a kid in the road. Slow down, take the edge off." But it must learn its lesson. How old did you say you were, sir?
14.
You're 14 years old. Right, and what's your name?
Sam.
Sam, right. Let's say I'm driving to you, Sam. At, I don't know, 40 miles an hour. And you run away at 10 miles an hour. It's an aggregate of 30, isn't it? Not only have you given yourself a chance of survival, you've also learnt a little something about maths. A lot of people say that men with big flashy cars have got tiny cocks. Am I the only one that reckons that women with spastis and people carriers? Well, clearly not. There was a worrying moment there where I thought I was going to have to say bucket fanny. Thankfully, that's been avoided. I was driving through a very rough area of South London. I saw a big police sign by the side of the road. Big yellow and black thing. It said, "Violent crime here. Tuesday. 7:30. Can you help?" Now, I appreciate they're trying to bring communities together, but I don't even approve. Hello, I'm Jimmy Carr, and I've got a new tour. It's called Jimmy Carr Laughs Funny. Now, I think jokes are like magnets. They attract some people. Some people like my comedy, and a million of you came to see me on my last tour. Thanks very much, by the way. But like magnets, jokes attract and they repel. Some people are repelled by my sense of humour. If that's you, don't come and see me live. But if you like this kind of thing, come and see Jimmy Carr Laughs Funny. I'll be everywhere. Go to jimmycarr.com for details.